We live in a changing world, everything in it is moving so fast, and in order for companies, institutions and businesses to develop, they must adapt to all changes. Indeed, there have been many changes and developments in the business field over many years, so the culture of most companies is no longer immutable and static. Rather, most institutions are making a revolution in order to modernize and keep pace, as a new culture and different values that are based on interdependence, openness, participation and happiness have spread. This book presents the transformation taking place in the culture of the business world, and it contains a set of ideas that will make this transformation, and help achieve the necessary flexibility for entrepreneurs, and success and continuity in a vastly changed world. Revolutionizing Business Culture by Makinis. Everything has a purpose and meaning, otherwise things will turn out to be a mess. This accepted rule gives us the impression that the objective of the business is to increase the added value of the shareholders. This is clearly and simply the truth, and this is what is taught and said in business schools and boardroom meeting rooms, and it is very difficult not to believe in this path. As Peter Drucker said, only what gets measured, gets managed. In business, the goal was anything that is measured and improved, and then the business world had a narrower and more specific goal, which is increasing shareholder wealth. And it is an important goal for a very few people, but not important for the rest of the world. But in spite of this fact, if we want to discuss the issue from a different point of view, it would seem to us that the inhabitants of the Western developed world are in a worse place, because efforts of building an integrated global economic model, that is based on results, measured in dollars, euros, and pounds, have made developed countries on the business level, but at the same time they are highly volatile, and made a wealthy society, but at the same time it is heavily indebted and unhappy. Bit to remember, the ultimate goal of business should go beyond making money and profits. Democracy is a strategic choice in the business world. We may ask the following question: how do companies usually behave in our time? Simply, institutions and companies rely on models that simulate the military model, in which control is for those in the high-level positions, and that is based on orders and control. But if we look closely at this model, we find that it is slow and stupid for the 21st century, and the military personnel themselves agree with that view. We are in a changing and a post-industrial world, which is clearly different, and it is necessary to adapt to these radical transformations, and to search for strong and scientific alternatives to get out of the situations that faced institutions in the past. The book indicates that we are facing an enormous competition from a new group of global competitors, disruptions in market systems and institutions due to continuous technological progress, massive changes in the role of institutions in society, and evolving trends of changing workforce. In addition to the unstoppable movement that is striving to create greater awareness of the impact of our actions on the world around us, it is a search for higher meanings and more sustainable behaviors. That's why we are obligated to develop working methods, and to develop the method of distributing power and decision-making. This is the destiny of companies in today's world. They are obligated to create truly innovative ways of decision-making, and also stay away from the old models that are no longer used in the business community. Bit to remember: democracy and the development of the method of power distribution and decision-making is the solution in today's business world. Leadership is an art in the business world and other worlds. In this book, there is an indication of the importance of contemporary leadership compared to traditional leadership. You may wonder, what is the problem of traditional leadership? Many of the recent studies confirm the Edelman Trust Barometer, an excellent indicator that shows significant declines in trust in government officials and chief executives. So let's remind ourselves of the leadership situation in today's business and other fields. Modern and wise leadership is radically different from traditional leadership, and there are many differences, the most important of which are the increase in the number of organizations striving to achieve a great goal, leading to a better world for everyone. It also ensures a healthier, happier and more meaningful career for millions of people. It also motivates people through more equitable rewards for all the people who are involved in the work, leading to a more flexible business community, and a more successful society. In addition to the leaders' demand for higher standards and requirements in all areas of life, and the emergence of a new set of role models that helps in making a sustainable path and leading it. Finally, wise leadership always encourages the concept of self-leadership. Bit to remember: wise leadership differs from traditional leadership in terms of goals, vision and methods. Institutions and companies in the modern world need institutional openness to the environment and partners, but they also need a progressive movement represented in their ability to change very quickly. That is why the writer believes that this characteristic is one of its most powerful and disruptive advantages. New companies are characterized by rapid movement and constant change, in order to gradually capture the market share of the leaders in the industry, through their ability to learn, repeat, and change, step by step, faster than traditional conservative companies. This is not a momentary choice, and it is not applicable to companies only but also applicable to governments. As governments and the non-profit organizations must accelerate their movement and work dynamics, or else they will be delayed and end up in immediate bankruptcy. That is why the researchers say that modern tech companies run at a rate 3 times faster than regular companies. And the government runs at a rate 3 times slower than regular companies. So the speed of technology companies is 9 times the speed of governments. If governments want to emulate the success and practices of companies, they must gain greater flexibility and speed. Bit to remember, rapid change in work patterns is the way to own the business world.